Well, hi there, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Talks. And today we have another special guest. All our guests are special. It's someone from the industry, Ken Fogel from Cardinal Financial. Thank you, Ken, for coming here to be interviewed on Tuesday Talks.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
All right. Well, Ken, I want to tell you our format. We say that every time so that now for you to know what it is. We have 3 questions we're going to ask you. There's a question also came from the last person we interviewed.
Okay.
And then you'll have a question for us to ask the next person.
Okay.
Okay? So here we go, Ken.
All right.
So the question, our last interview was Liz Adair Torres, one of our agents. She asked Ken, where are you from and what is your favorite small business in your hometown?
Well, I'm from San Francisco. I was born in San Francisco. I lived there till I was 7, then I moved down to the Palo Alto area. So I don't think that's relevant necessarily. We live in Copley, and one of the things my wife and I try and do when it comes to small businesses is when we go out to eat, which isn't often, we try and go to small local restaurants, non-chain restaurants, because they tend to be better and it's local. Sakura Sushi in Fairlawn is a local small business. Bo's Market, Deli and Market near Copley Circle is another small business. So those might be 2 examples of small businesses that we'd like to go to.
Well, good for you. You hit 2 good ones. Actually, Sakura Sushi is one of our favorites as well. We live in Copley also.
Okay.
so that's pretty cool. So, Ken, first question. So I understand you and your family moved back to the area. You just said you're from San Francisco. After being gone for so many years, what brought you back here?
Well, before I got to the mortgage industry, I spent 23 years working in sports, minor league baseball, more specifically. And that provided me with an opportunity to live in 11 different cities around the United States and 3 different cities in Australia. So we had been living here, and I was working for the Akron Arrows before they were sold in 2012. And once a new owner came, I found the opportunity to go run the team in Charleston, West Virginia. So we moved to Charleston, West Virginia. Yes, West Virginia. And we were there for 5 years, and then I had the opportunity to go work for a team in Southern California. So we went out there and did that, and I ended up running the team there. So we're living in Temecula, which is outside of San Diego by about an hour. And pandemic hit, and it gave my wife and I an opportunity to figure out what to do next. We could live literally anywhere. So we had a lot of conversations about a lot of different places, and we kept coming back to Copley, because Copley is, other than being snowy and cold, for the most part, a tremendous place to live. 30 minutes from where we live, we can get up to Cleveland for the baseball game at the Cube, Playhouse Square. We can get to the airport, we can get to the Akron Airport. Within 15 minutes, we have terrible restaurants and great restaurants. We have a ridiculous number of grocery stores. We have Summit Mall, we have the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. So there's a lot that is offered to families in Northeast Ohio, and it's easy to find them, and it's easy to get to. There's no traffic, not by comparison. And the cost of living here, significantly less than California and several other places. So that's why we decided to come back after having left.
Okay, yeah, I can only imagine. And you were with the Arrows, you said?
Yes.
That's now the Rubber Ducks.
Now the Rubber Ducks,
yeah,
yes.
We were at that game last week, actually. We love going there. Well, that's good. That's really a cool story. Ken, what's a misconception do you think people have about getting a mortgage?
Well, I've learned there are lots. First of all, up until now, there was really no such thing as a magic mortgage. If you didn't have the income, if you had bad credit, if you had a lot of debt, there's nothing we can do. So set that aside. I think one of the largest misconceptions, at least that I've found, is that the mortgage process is hard. And it really isn't. You know this, you've helped many buyers through. You have to go online and complete an application, whether it's with us, and I'm going to tell you a few secrets about mortgages, whether it's with us or anyone else. The federal law requires a specific application be completed by every single borrower. And that application will take you 25 or 30 minutes. It doesn't ask you anything you don't already know. It just asks you to put it down on the computer. Once the application is completed, you then have to provide bank statements. everyone can get access to their bank statements online, so you have to spend 5 minutes downloading bank statements. They'll also ask for your most recent pay stubs. Again, you can probably get it online. If not, take a picture of it and email it or upload it. Don't send us texts. So the process isn't hard. It just takes time. But we're asking for 45 minutes of your time initially because you're requesting that our company or any other company give you several $100,000 for a home. I think it's a fair trade-off. So I don't find it hard. And as I explain it to my borrowers, they don't find it hard, but they acknowledge it does take time.
Yeah. So I guess time is the reason why people think it's hard.
Right. It's time away from their phone or their TV.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. But you just mentioned that a lot of these things are general. It's basic. It's most of the lenders do these things.
Right.
So why did you choose to go to Cardinal Financial?
It was interesting. I was getting into this business. I called a friend of mine from college who runs banks. He says, I got a guy who used to run my mortgage who's looking for people. He works for Cardinal, so I called Brandon is his name. That was it. Again, kind of another secret. All mortgage companies do basically the same thing. 95% of what we offer, everyone offers. There are some things on the outside. For example, Cardinal doesn't do bridge loans, which is too bad. It's a good product.
Yeah.
But we do underwrite manufactured single wide and double wide, and not everyone does that. All mortgage companies aim to close because that's how we get paid. All mortgage companies do the same thing when it comes to requiring paperwork. The thing that appealed to me about Cardinal is the support I get from the backside of things, and the training that I got, and the software that we have, and the fact that they're in 50 states. So even though I'm licensed in Ohio, Texas, and Colorado, which is a strange triumvirate, if a friend of mine from California wants a loan, I can say, I will get you in touch with someone, and my company I know will take good care of them. So that's why I went with Cardinal, basically because I knew a guy who knew a guy.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And it's always good that you go somewhere that you love and you believe in the product.
Right.
So
Right.
that's really good. So Ken, that's our 3 questions for you. Now you have a question to ask the next person we interview.
Yes.
What is that question?
The question is, out of all the cars you've owned, which one is your favorite?
So which was your favorite car out of all the cars you've owned? So if you're, I guess if it's your first car, if you're on your first car, that's the car you love.
That's right.
But okay, so then that's the next question for the next person we have. Listen guys, if you want to get more information from Ken Fogel, Cardinal Financial, his information is on the screen. Feel free to reach out if you have questions, comments, or you want to do a loan with them. And don't forget, we at Remax Oasis Dream Homes believe that if you are serious about real estate, we're serious about you. Ken, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being here.
Appreciate your time.
Bye for now.